This episode is brought to you by Draggin Bags. They're great bags. We threw them this weekend. They made us as good as we were going to be. It was not our weekend for throwing, but we still had a blast. So anyways, if you want to just have fun throwing and just become a little better because the equipment in your hand is that much better than the competition, head over to DragginBags.com. Pick yourself up a sweet set. Drop code BIGASP12 at checkout because we're awesome and we like to save you money. So head on over to DragginBags.com. Drop code BIGASP12 at checkout. And, join us in a revolution.
Welcome to the Big Ass Cornhole Show with Sean and Dane, the host you know, talking cornhole life and random fun. Grab a beer, let's get it done. From tossing bags to let's wild ride, tune in and join the party, don't you hide. It's the Big Ass Cornhole podcast time with Sean and Dane. It's always prime.
All right, welcome back to yet another episode of the Big Ass Cornhole Podcast. Sean and Dane are with you as always. What's going on, man?
We have a special guest.
Lurking in the corners, in the shadows,
In the bowels of
our favorite
your imagination.
Our favorite recurring guest, the best mixologist in Cleveland, Mr. Robyn Gillen. What's going on, brother?
Hey guys, thanks for having me back.
Of course, man.
Anytime.
How are you?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad. Just the restaurant I work at, we just got Cleveland's got like a local, well, not local because it's the city, but there's an award called the Silver Spoons, different categories. And the restaurant I work at, Westsiders, we just won Best New Restaurant.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So pretty pumped about
Popping
that.
off.
Yeah.
I love it.
And humble brag time. You also won a recent contest.
I did. We just did this small little bar contest at our bar. So reps will come in, different liquor reps come in, and they say, hey, to sell more product, they're going to say, hey guys, here's some cocktails. Put these on your menu. Whoever wins gets some stuff. So I ended up winning. It was a Old Forester and Diplomatico rum cocktail contest. I did Old Forester 100. The other two guys did rum, and the other cocktails were really, really good. Probably better than mine. However,
You got to know the area.
rum you got to know the area. Rum's not going to sell.
He was in Old Money Town.
Yes, it
Rocky
is.
River.
It is exactly.
Old River.
And I'll take a rum cocktail over a glass of bourbon any day of the week. I'll take rum straight over most bourbon any day of the week. And so I ended up winning, and I got some swag, real leather bag. Sorry, Peter. And then I also, honestly though, and then I'm gonna get some booze. I got some new, really nice.
What kind of leather
barware.
are we talking, though? Is it like ostrich?
If only, dude.
Oh, man.
It's
All right.
it's brown.
Okay. Yeah,
Most
that brown leather.
Yeah,
That's
probably,
expensive stuff,
exactly.
too.
It smells like it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can I just say that it's the playoffs and the
Reeks
Cavs
of
are winning
riches.
by almost 50 points.
It's actually 50.
Oh, it is
It's
50
exactly
points.
50 right now.
That is just ridiculous.
I mean, it basically just tells you that Miami packed it in. They're
Yeah.
the last game at
They all have
home
trips
was
planned.
demoralizing. We thought we had you for a minute in game 2. And it
After
didn't
game
happen.
3, they all went booked vacations, and they know their girlfriends and wives would be pissed if they had to push it back. You know what I mean? Like, you go home, you go out there, and you lose this fucking game. We leave on Sunday.
Yeah, you realize what it takes to be the best team in basketball.
Yeah, for sure.
There you go. You're facing them
Anyways,
right now.
all right, so
Beautiful.
we have a really busy episode. But
We
before
do.
we do all that, Robbie, you're going to do what you do best. You're going to let the folks know what we're sipping at tonight in our favorite segment called What You Drinking.
What's up, guys? So.
What you drinking? Man, he killed the soundbite.
I did,
It's
I
like
did. I
act
forgot
like you've
about
been
the
here
bite.
before, bro.
I'll lock
Cripes.
it up. I'll lock
Hang
it
on.
up. I'll lock it up.
We need to. Oh, do you have a? Actually, I liked. This one.
Oh, the failure.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
All right. That's
It's
perfect
time
leading.
for Robbie Cam.
All right. Let's
right.
do it.
So, Robbie,
Take it away.
why don't you just start off with what you're going to make us, and then I'm going to grab the mic and awkwardly hold it in front of
It's gonna
you
be if
for
you're watching.
people.
This is worth Patreon.
Yes, this is what you signed up for. All right,
Listen, we are in the trenches
We
to
are in
get
the
you
trenches.
content.
we
right
are
now.
For sure.
All right, so take
All
away
right.
Roberto.
Dane, you take off your headphones. That way you can
I
stretch.
need to know if I can hear.
That's
I
true.
can hear. I'll let you know. And Robbie can hear. He's wearing headphones. He just wants to feel part of the team. That's
All right,
it
so wait. Here, I want you want to explain it.
is. Hold on, Dane's not.
All
Use
right.
the camera.
All right, here. All right, so here. Man, thank you, Dane. I'm sorry. So today what we're making is a daiquiri. A daiquiri is famous and infamous all in one. We are doing a classic daiquiri. I'm sure everybody has been somewhere, chain restaurants. I think Applebee's definitely has a frozen daiquiri on their menu. Classic daiquiri, though, is 2 ounces of your preferred rum.
Okay.
Typically white, but it can be whatever you want it to be. 1 ounce of lime juice, and then ½ ounce. The amount of sugar you put in varies per recipe, but what I was brought up on and what I know of is a ½ ounce of a 2-to-1 simple syrup, which is it's going to be 2 parts sugar to 1 part water.
Okay.
So she's thick. You know what I mean? It's going to add some body to it.
Okay.
And it's just so good. The rum we have today, which is the most important component, is Hidden Harbor overproof rum. So it's 100 proof. So I'm sorry, it's 50 proof. So it is
Say 100 proof.
yeah. So yeah. So it's we're getting there though. No, so it is one of my favorite rums right now. It's a blend. It's actually from a distillery out in Pittsburgh. That they kind of blend it, so they get a bunch of rums from the Caribbean plus one of their rums, and they blend it. And dude, the notes are so good. It's I'm gonna nerd out for a second, but it's like banana comes through, super tropical, really punches through the lime juice. On the bottle, it even says designed with daiquiris and cocktails in mind. And whew, let me tell you about it.
I got to be honest. I had no idea that daiquiri wasn't like because I always think of it as like a strawberry daiquiri or something like that,
Yeah,
right?
no.
Like red. Like I never knew it was more lime.
Yeah, no,
I had no idea.
it's a classic 3-piece cocktail.
That's crazy. Okay,
One,
all right,
two,
interesting.
3. So let's get it going.
do it.
Shall we? All right. I'm gonna pass it off to Dane.
All right,
Let's set it down and get the man working.
you're good. I can still even hear you. Dane's a booming, echoing voice.
Alrighty. So you're gonna do
Dane's really working here,
which I appreciate. The shoulder strength is nuts. So you do 2 ounces.
and that's your short arm too.
So 2 ounces of rum.
All right. Robbie's squeezing. So those that can't see, they're not on Patreon. I don't know why you wouldn't be on Patreon, but anyways, Robbie is squeezing just man strength,
Dude,
hand flavored lime.
Shazam! And then you're gonna do that.
Shout out though, but mini X Factor boards, great little.
And he made his own the syrup upstairs.
Yeah, and I did. I came in and then that's your.
Just rob Dane of all of his sugar.
Yeah, I did 200 milliliters. And then we're gonna bingo. So these are traditionally served in Nicanoras or coupes, but it really doesn't matter.
For the record, I think I'm the only other person here that would know what a Nick and Nora glass is besides Robbie that listens to this podcast. So I thank you for that. Okay.
And you typically want to double strain this, but I lost some of my bar equipment, even though I just want some new stuff. And then you're just going to strain.
The less I know about other people's affairs, the happier I am.
Ron Swanson probably would not drink a daiquiri. And then that's it. And then,
Okay, so let me ask you: is this typically a girly drink?
No, man. So listen. There's a stigma.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. Let's address this.
Yeah,
Okay.
So, all right. So there's a stigma against.
I was very
anything-
surprised when you said daiquiri. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
like,
no, and
is
you're going to
Cooper coming?
understand, especially with this. No, so like anything with a stem
yeah.
is considered like I get because our house cocktail list. We have a couple cocktails in Nicanoras. Nicanoras are small little coupes. They come in stems. You'd recognize it as soon as you'd see it.
Yeah.
But I have guys all the time. I'll drop something off, and then they'll be like, "Can I get this on a Big Rock and a Manly glass?" And I say, "No, because the cocktail isn't designed that way. That's not what it's for. The type of glass you serve it in, if you serve it up or in a chilled glass versus up in a dry glass versus over a Big Rock, it's about dilution. It's about the way everything kind of evolves and stuff like that. If it comes in a cocktail glass or a coupe or something like that or a martini glass, drink it.
There's
Who cares?
There's a Brazilian drink.
Oh.
It's with rum and lime and sugar.
Oh,
It's got a weird name with the CH.
You put the
grind
sugar
it.
cane in there.
Yeah.
I know exactly.
That was my vacation drink the one year. I kept making us a Cape Cod. I'm blanking out on the name, but you have to get a certain type of rum for it.
So out of Brazil, I believe it's cachaça.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so
this is what this reminds me of a little bit.
Yeah. So cachaça is.
Cheers.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Sláinte.
Oh, I've been here the whole time.
You know what I mean?
Oh my god, that is exactly like that.
Yeah.
So
I was crushing these.
yeah. Oh yeah. So cachaça is another. It's like it's not rum. It's cachaça, but they're cousins in a weird way. Cachaça. It's funny.
We're cousins in a weird way.
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
So exactly, and it's crazy because cachaça is like, especially in South America and different other parts of the world, like people drink a lot of cachaça. Like it's a thing. It's super popular, but it's hard. It's not hard to get into the States. Like we can go up to the liquor store.
Oh yeah, I found it in Cape Cod.
Yeah, so you can get like 3 or 4 different brands,
For
but
sure.
like there are so many varietals, just like rum, man. Like rum has just as much depth as bourbon does. Some could argue more.
Yeah.
And so I've really come to grow and love rum. It's crazy how, as I've been bartending, I've been doing this almost 10 years. So as I've been doing this, like I used to really love gin then, and I used to never drink tequila. Now, like one of the first things I look for is tequila cocktails. Rum is something I've always really loved, but never like delve into. But now that I have, and I've worked with other really like knowledgeable bartenders, shout out Seb and Chewy, but they help you build your palate up so you can notice the banana notes and tree nut notes.
Well, like rum's always rum
Man,
in
I love me some
general.
tree nuts.
Well, rum in general, unless it had unless it's like the Brazilian one, right, with a cool name, like it has a female stigma to it because most rum based drinks are like fruity and it's I mean, like I don't know.
What do you think Captain and Coke and Captain and Ginger? And for what it is, man, Captain gets the job done, and there's a reason it's as popular as it is. But boys, the first time I was here, we drank a painkiller with pussers.
Oh, that's true.
You know what I mean? And that's
that
like,
Pussers rum.
that stuff's crazy. And there's so many other ones. And it's
This is a great summertime drink.
oh, absolutely. And it's 80 degrees in Cleveland today.
For
Yeah.
sure. This
You
was,
know what I mean? And what's funny
I
is
mowed the grass, like you know what I mean? Like this was like
yeah, and there's a variation of this cocktail called the Hemingway Daiquiri that Ernest Hemingway came up because while he was an alcoholic, he was also a diabetic. So he rolled back the sugar and he added grapefruit juice, and instead of sugar, he added Luxardo cherry liqueur, which everybody has had before. I promise you'd recognize the bottle. And so it adds a little bit of bitterness, and the sweetness from the Luxardo takes over for the sugar. So we have one on our menu, and the 4 bartenders today, we all got together, made our own variation. We decided, and while mine was tied for first, the other person that was tied for was our like assistant GM and our bar manager. And I was like, yeah, man. I was like, his was super boozy, mine was leaning a little bit more traditional, and I was like, give the people what they want, give them more booze. Like teach these people how to, and it was like there's 3 different overproof rums in his that like are so delicious, and that I guarantee you the average person who goes out has never had before. Have you guys have heard of Smith and Cross?
No.
Okay, so that's an
Heard of
overproof
Smith and
rum.
Wesson.
So kind of it hit. Listen, it can hit like that sometimes.
Damn,
That's an overproof
Skippy.
rum. There's Ray and Nephew, and then one of my favorite distilleries is their Plantaray. Their name used to be Plantation, but they changed it to Plantaray for
Smart.
Wonder why.
reasons.
Smart.
Yeah.
And so they have a rum that they called Plantaray OFTD. So OFTD, the rumor or the legend or whatever you want to call it is that the OFTD stands for "oh fuck, that's delicious," because the alcohol percentage is 69%, which they did purposefully,
Obviously.
But the OFTD is supposed to stand for something else, and that is one of that is a readily available rum that, especially for overproof, that is everybody should have a bottle of that at their house. You know, you want to do a rum and coke, make it with that. You will need to drink 2 less than you normally do. So that's less sugar, which means you're going to
Correct.
in shape.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be hungover as much the next day.
Exactly.
The world goes round. All right, so this episode we have more audio gold planned. We're going to be recapping the Ohio Interstate Open Galactic Championship of the World.
Yep.
We're gonna. There's not a whole lot to preview for the upcoming
it's the
signature.
first official signature, in my opinion.
Yeah. So
Robbie, I meant to tell you, if
number
you
2.
Don't want to keep getting blasted in the face with light. That little box right there.
Anyways, so signature 2. The brackets are not up yet tonight. It's Monday night. Just reached out. Registration doesn't close until midnight tonight, so brackets won't be posted till like tomorrow afternoon probably. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to recap or predict anything. But there is a Superhole event. I want to get your guys' takes on some of the pairings. We'll make a prediction on who we think is going to win.
All right, I like that.
We have dramatic
Hashtag
readings, we have dramatic
Superhole.
readings, and then we have another draft, and we have a banger of a draft. We're doing a draft for barbecue
Best barbecue plate.
menu or plate. Yeah,
Can I tag and divert very quickly?
please.
How do we feel about Shooter Sanders?
We'll get into that just a
Yes,
second.
we will.
But before we get into all that, we're gonna let you know what's going on in our corner lives in a segment we call In and Around the Hole.
Are you too good for your home? Answer me!
Okay, so the Shooter Sanders thing.
Yes.
I was thrilled that we know. Okay, so Dane and I are going to be. Well, I'll go first, and then you can rebut. Okay, so we had very different opinions on how night 1 and night 2 went.
Okay.
I am more of the fan of. I don't think the Browns are set up right now to win anything until we have a quarterback. So until you know you have the quarterback, we're not going to go anywhere. So you might as well just keep building a foundation so that when we finally get our guy, we're ready to win, right? You can. Some people might argue that we're there now. I don't know.
We got 4 quarterbacks. We better be.
So when we traded
Just
back,
rotate each one
the
out.
fact that we got a first round pick next year, if the Jags suck again, that pick could be very valuable next year, and we might be able to go get our guy if we didn't find him this year. Right, so we traded back. We get the best defensive tackle. I know people wanted Travis Hunter. I know that. I am on the minority of the side where I don't think he's going to be as good as people say he's going to be.
My issue, Sean.
I'm not done.
No, I'm cutting you off right there, getting my voice in, because you don't pass up on a unicorn. Okay, there's no reason to think that Jacksonville, if healthy this whole season, not losing Trevor Lawrence for half the season,
why didn't he
that they
run?
don't win more than 10 games this year?
Let me ask you, why didn't he run a 40 at the combine or at his pro day? Why?
Sean, I don't care if he
I'm just asking
can't
you a question.
reach the top speed of Tyreek Hill or anything. That's not what I'm looking for. The dude is a generational talent. He might become something in the NFL. We don't know that. Just take the chance.
Exactly. You don't know that about anybody.
Or, Sean, you had the opportunity to just take maybe a sure thing. Yes, coming off an injury, but Abdul Carter is potentially the next Micah Parsons.
That's who I wanted.
Yes.
That's who I wanted.
I would have been fine either way. But instead you trade back, and then guess what? You have a the second rated Heisman, on the Heisman list, sitting right there, the top rated running back in a void that you had on your list, and you decide to go with a somewhat, I call him undersized because he looks undersized as a defensive lineman.
Okay.
A lackluster career at Michigan. I'm sorry, look at the numbers, but it's not that great. The dude is a solid player. He's not worthy of that pick in this draft. I'm sorry.
Okay.
There's a lot more talent out there. So I think they shit the bed
You're entitled to your opinion. That's
right
fine.
off the rip.
That's
and
fine.
then second day, I'll take the first 2 picks.
I just think that your obsession with Travis Hunter is bananas. I think he is not going to survive playing both sides of the ball in the NFL. These guys are bigger,
Maybe
fucking
he'll just become
faster,
better
and
at
stronger.
one thing.
I don't
lean
think
to that.
Listen, I hope he does. I hope he does.
Like a Bo Jackson?
Let me.
So
what's
let
that?
me
No,
just paint.
he's
Right, Robbie.
small,
Let me paint this
tiny,
picture for you.
Little,
You're not
tiny
a
little human.
All right. Let me paint this picture for you, though. This year in
Of
college
grown
football,
men
he won.
ragdolling him.
Not only did he win the Heisman Trophy, he won Best Wide Receiver and Best Defensive Player in college football this year.
Who do you play for?
Colorado.
Okay.
Exactly.
I'm just saying. It's. I think it's worth a chance.
Colorado then is D1, right?
Listen,
yeah,
I'm
D1.
not. Listen, I'm not saying he could end up being great. That's fine. I just don't think we would have not gotten the potential out of him at all in Cleveland. I think honestly, he would be wasted.
Let us get the chance to ruin him first, at least. I'm tired of doing the same shit over and over. This isn't draft day.
I also think
we are
sometimes-
here doing like real football stuff here, and sometimes you just have to take that chance on somebody that might have some talent. And I'm not even just saying it's Hunter. I would have taken the chance on Carter too, to have that level of potential.
Yeah.
I mean, you get another, like, somebody that's even a breath of Micah Parsons next, like alongside Myles Garrett at the ends. Good luck. I'm just saying. So, like, I just felt like we missed on an opportunity.
I think the Browns were just worried about the shoulder injury.
Yeah, so
I agree.
So
I
is
was
that
a little
why
bit
we
too.
picked him up? So why, at the end of the day, do you think the Browns picked up Shedeur?
Okay, so what I'm hearing is that the Dylan Gabriel pick, the quarterback we took in the 3rd round from Oregon, who was most people were saying probably would go undrafted. I'm hearing that was strictly like the owner saying, like, yes, we want him. You're going to draft him.
Yeah.
So we heard that's that, and then the 5th round is more of just like he's still there. I don't know if it was a GM move going back to the owner being like fuck you kind of thing, or if it was the owners coming in and be like get him too. Like
I think it was the owner.
Yeah,
because
I don't
honestly,
know.
the look of the War Room's face.
Oh, right, that's what I'm
when
saying.
they said
You
Shedeur
saw
Sanders'
Stefanski
name,
and the
that,
GM.
they had no idea that pick was coming.
No.
So that was definitely outside of their power. He was definitely like, we're just going to take him too. And I think they're just saying, fuck Deshaun.
But again,
figure
we're
it
in
out.
Cleveland. At some point, I know we have 4. We got to find somebody. So
why
just
did we
keep
pick-
throwing shit against the
Why
wall.
did we
so it
pick
sticks.
Flacco back up then? Do you think they're going to try and use Flacco to like help bring these like as a
Flacco's
Kevin
40 years old. I'm sorry, but like,
but as
he's
like
not going to
Kevin
make it a
Love.
full season.
Well, that's the thing.
I mean,
Do you think he's gonna
honestly,
have like a Kevin Love role and like help these young.
The one that's in trouble to get cut. The one that's in trouble to get cut is probably Sanders.
Oh yeah.
I mean, because if 5th round player, like, I mean,
that's true.
you're worth nothing.
He's going to have to perform.
but I don't think he's going to have to do much to beat out.
He shouldn't. Now, listen,
Gabriel.
if he's as good as everyone was saying, if all the experts had him as the number 2 quarterback, and if they know anything, he should be good.
So have you heard the conspiracy yet about the collusion that was done by Sanders? That people were saying that he wanted to go to the Browns.
Okay.
They were willing to go
so,
take him
okay.
number 2.
Okay.
But he told him, how about this? How about I shit the bed so hard, purposefully, on my interviews that no team wants to touch me, and you take me whenever you want.
They did get him hella cheap. They got him for like.
I'm
Yeah,
just
but
saying.
why would they do that?
I mean,
doesn't
again,
benefit
it's
him
just
at
a
all.
conspiracy. I'm not saying
No,
it
man.
doesn't benefit him. Sean,
Deion's saying- I'm
he
just
has
saying-
already made his money in NIL.
That doesn't matter. Deion
He's made-
Sanders
he's
would want
made good
his
money.
son. No, he would want his son to say that he was the number 2 pick in the draft, not just like take him whenever you want. Like that. Doesn't
Or
make
maybe
sense.
he's like, get a bunch of good people in this draft while I fall ahead of me, so we could start building a better team.
I think
doing that, like, you never know. But I'm just saying, like, it's a conspiracy that's been out there in the
just
Reddit
watch
world.
rain shit on.
I know,
them.
like,
it's fun
Cavaliers up by 60 points
in a playoff
in
game.
Game 4 with a team down 0-3.
Oh, this is fun.
Just completely folding. It is a thing of beauty.
What'd you guys do this weekend?
Yeah, so we golfed.
We
on
did.
Sunday.
We did.
But on Friday when saw Shucked.
Yeah, how was it?
It was good. Like it wasn't so much for me because it was all country.
Oh, okay.
But still funny. Like
Okay.
corn puns left and right. So I did enjoy that. It made me giggle. And then not really much. Like golfing on Sunday, I liked it.
Yeah.
Like happy to get out.
Where'd you guys shoot?
We played at Cossack Creek.
Yeah, it
It's-
was.
it used to be
fucking
Brunswick Hills.
mud
Yeah,
pit.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was fine. It was just super wet, and it was just one of those frustrating rounds where like I played really well on the front, but the front nine's wide open. I think it almost lulls you in this like false sense of security that you're playing better than you are. Because in the back nine, it's super narrow. And I started off well. Like I started off par, and then I went double bogey, and I'm like, I just thought like mentally, I can't handle that shit. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm like, just get your shit together. When in reality, I was like 4 over through 5. You know what I mean? Like, that's not bad for me. Like, just get your shit back on track and you'll be fine. And I just let it derail. And but for the first full round of the year, I was very happy. I love, like, I've changed my swing a lot this year, and it felt good. Like, I was hitting the ball pretty well, but it was so fucking windy out.
It was rough.
It was really,
like,
and like
the back nine was easier.
3/4 of the holes we
lower.
were somehow going into the wind, it seemed like.
Yeah.
And there were a few shots. I think the one I was 82 yards out, right? So, in a full all wedge for me is 100 yards. And I knew that the wind was coming in pretty hard. So I'm like, all right, this is a full swing. Should put me on the front of the green where by the pin will be good. You saw the ball go up and then it hit a fucking wall 60 yards out and just came straight down. And I'm like looking around and I hit it full. Like, I didn't hit it fat. Like, if anything, like, I would have given everything I had. It was just very, very windy. So it was just tough, but it was fun. I just hit the ball too high to play in windy conditions. So
I got you.
But it was fun. I'm looking forward to this weekend.
Yeah.
So this weekend we're heading to Charlotte to play in a little golf outing with some of our cousins out in North Carolina. Very much looking forward to that. We're just doing scramble, which I love, a good scramble tournament. No stress, you know what I mean? Just go out there and play.
Yeah, and we're not going to be there all day, which is nice.
No,
You
it
know what I
sounds
mean?
like Tyler's planning on this being done in like 4 hours and then back to his house.
Oh,
But,
I mean,
like,
yeah.
he doesn't understand.
I
it's
think
like
6 hours
correct.
is a better
Yeah.
way to
I
look
think
at
his
it.
timing's a little bit off. Like, we'll talk.
Oh,
to
I
him
didn't tell you
Friday.
guys
We'll
this is a par 3 course.
Oh, it is?
No, it's not.
I was about to say, wait, what?
No. Yeah, I'm not flying out there for.
No, we're definitely going to take for every group to like start to finish because it's not like shotgun or anything.
No.
I think it's you're looking at 6 hours.
And we're the first group.
Yeah.
So
Also,
that means we get to heckle people as they come off on the 18th.
I am definitely just parking
yeah.
the cart right
Yeah,
by the
yeah.
green, and every incoming shot.
I think by
I'm
the
just
tee,
gonna-
we should split. 2 of us go
Oh,
by
yeah.
the tee box, 2 of us go by the green, and just heckle the shit out of every group that's going up.
so we are carting it, though, correct?
Yeah,
Yes.
of course. Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah, we have to
Ew.
drink. All right,
Yeah.
that's
Okay,
the first
so
and foremost. There's
on Saturday when we went out,
drinking with golf.
it was
going on
the
in
worst
background.
version. It was cart path only because
Yeah.
it takes the longest. Because if you're carrying your bag, at least you're going straight to the ball.
Yeah,
right?
we should have just walked. Like as soon as
Cart
I
path
thought
only.
it was going to be 90 degrees.
I would say at least 90% of our shots were always away from the fucking cart path, all the way across the other side of the
course.
fairway. So you're trying to get like an accurate number. So you're taking 3 or 4 clubs over with you. You feel like a douchebag for doing that. Then you got to walk all the way back. It just took forever, man.
Yeah.
Like playing 18 holes for Dane, for like me, Dane, and my dad. Like normally would take 3.5 hours if like no one's in
I mean,
front
if
of
no
us.
one's out there. Yeah,
Well, like how it was. Like we would have whipped right through that.
the back nine went much faster for us
Yeah.
as soon as we got out in front of Kyle and them.
Correct.
I mean, we were just on people's butts
Correct.
pretty
Yeah, I
consistently.
talked to Tyler. I was like, hey, man, like, so I think I have golf shoes, but if I don't, he's like, oh, I'm going to golf barefoot like I always do. And I did not realize that Tyler always golfs barefoot, and I kind
Dude,
of want
I-
to try.
Yeah, I do it in Cape Cod. It's fun.
I tried to go to the Guardians game on Friday,
Barefoot?
but
Yes, they wouldn't let him in.
That's so weird.
So there's probably needles. Or
But it
something
was
around
shitting.
here.
It was shitting rain out, and I
Yeah.
knew it. So I'm like, it's probably gonna get canceled. I was looking at the radar and stuff, and I called my dad. I'm like, hey, like if you don't want to go down, like it's fine. Like it's probably gonna get canceled. And my dad's like, he's like, no, it's all right. We can go down. And I'm like, oh, is mom sitting by you? Like, do you just want to get out of the house? And he's like, we can go down. I'm like, all right. Okay, all right, that's fine. Just pick me and Nora up. We'll drive down. We get like right by the stadium, and the game gets canceled. Nora, my daughter's in the backseat crying. She wants to go to the game. I'm like, it's canceled. I don't know what you want me to do. Like, I
Yeah.
can't just call someone to get this thing started. So we ended up going to Pins Mechanical.
On 25th?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
and then we hit up. So I convinced her. I'm like, go to Pins Mechanical. Let me get a beer. We'll do a little bowling. You like bowling? We'll play some games. I'll get you ice cream on the way home.
Yeah, Mitchell's right there.
And my dad was going to take her to the game the next afternoon. I'm like, you're winning out here. So I'm like, just suck it up. All right. And you're going to be good. Yeah. So went to Pins Mechanical. I love mechanical bowling.
Pins
It's,
the
I know
shit.
it's like those stupid little bar games that I balled out. I was just shy of, I think I was like 188 or something like that.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like I was like, dad was getting pissed. He's like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, you can't roll like a pussy. I'm like,
Yeah,
you gotta roll.
You gotta
hard.
chuck
Yeah.
it.
And you
the
can't hit
only
any
way.
pin straight on.
You
Everything
got to
has
get all
be at an
those
angle.
strings to tangle
Yeah.
up. That's how it
Just-
takes them all out.
Crow hop into this bitch.
Yeah.
Just, like,
You hit that
launch it.
first pin head on, you can literally just get a strike from that thing wrapping the entire thing.
Correct. So that's fun. Well, Saturday we went to the Ohio Interstate Open,
Yeah.
and okay. So the
I was
first
trying to like make that the segue into the cornhole stuff, you know?
I know. So we went to the Interstate Open, and it was the divisions were all combined because the numbers in general were just down,
They were just low. Yeah.
and there's a few factors into this, and this has been
So
a
sad.
theme of the week is on cornhole is everyone posting about ACL numbers being down across the board.
Yeah.
And I think it was a perfect storm because the ACL put on their directors, like their state directors, like they're like, hey, you have to have your interstate opens done by like this weekend. Like this was like last weekend could be done. So they had a deadline where they had to get it done. Well, Ohio had their interstate open. Michigan had an open. Pennsylvania had their state championships. Indiana had something going on. You know what I mean? So all the surrounding states had something going on.
There's no reason to
And it just-
travel.
Yeah, and
It's
like
right there.
and even a lot of the people that you used to see, like even locally, just aren't playing competitively anymore.
Yeah.
Like it was weird to be at like one of these big events and not see like Chad Braun, Matt Abernathy, Eric Anderson. You know what I mean? Like it's just some of these guys that have stepped away then that aren't coming back. I don't think that they're replacing them at a rate that they once were.
Yeah.
Definitely.
No, I agree because it's especially at the competitive level. But you go to blind draws and stuff. I mean, we're seeing astounding numbers for like a random bar night blind draw, getting like 80, 90 people at it around here. Like,
So
yeah, it's nuts. So like, it's
Yeah.
just people don't want to play competitive. People want to go out and just have fun with it.
for sure.
Is like where the game's growing. And like to me, like, yeah, it's awesome to see the game go that way because to me, like that's truly the sport at its finest is like in those moments. But
That's where that's
it's
when I
hard
have
to,
fun.
it's hard to cover anything like that.
And
it's
like
not
I have
it's
fun
gonna
at
be a
like
pro
charity
level.
tournaments and
Yeah.
blind draws where there's like not that there's an expectation that we're going to go and win anything ever, but when everyone's expectation, the reason they're going is to try to win.
Yeah.
Those are the events that like I just tend not to have as much fun with. And like this weekend was just kind of evidence of that. Like as soon as I was done with my last game, like I'm not having fun anymore at these types of events. I just don't think I'm going to play in these types of events anymore. Like I have more fun like going to blind draws and stuff and like the competitive stuff. I don't practice and throw enough to even be in the same fucking building if I'm not allowed to play in the competitive division.
Yeah.
If I'm not allowed, then I should not be playing advanced because I don't play anymore. Like I know my PPR is at a certain level. I'm just I can get hot certain games, but then my bad games are really bad.
Real bad.
You know what I mean? Like I'm
Dude.
not consistent at all. It was bad. It was very bad. Like my best game.
Sean,
playing,
neither one of us lit the world on fire this weekend. And honestly, like,
I didn't even sniff a 7 PPR this
yeah,
weekend.
neither did I. I just
And
didn't
you know the
feel it.
worst.
I don't
And you know
know.
the worst part is we won a game, and we won that game because I had a shit talk a 9-year-old. Like that's how low I had to go. I had to go to mental warfare to win this game because I knew I didn't have the physical skills to beat a 9-year-old. Like I did. I like had to talk a little shit. The kid tried. He 4-backed me.
Yeah.
And I think he got 4 points on me. And it wasn't like a terrible round. I wasn't mad at that, but I knew the kid could throw. So I'm like, all right, I got to settle in. And the kid tried to fist bump me as we're going. And I look at him like, this isn't one of those matches where we're going to fist bump after every round. All right. And he's like, oh, okay. And like the whole time it just chirping
Yeah,
a little bit.
I'm not gonna congratulate you on beating my ass. Try to get the hell out of here.
I'm like,
It's exactly how I feel about it. I'm like, just put it down. Like,
Well, then I
I
asked
did the
him.
same thing to Quentin. I'm like, yo, just put
So
it down.
they
need
jumped
it.
out to a lead. Dane and I start battling back, and I could tell he's starting to get like a little upset. And I asked him, like, I'm like, is that you say your dad you're playing with? And he's like, no, it's just he's just a friend. And I'm like, do you need help? Like, I'm like, that's kinda, and he's like, what? I'm like, that's kind of weird. Like, just your friend? He's like, yeah. He's like, he wanted to play in the event. He's like, but he needs someone to play in the open division, so he brought me. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, you're good. I'm like, I know you're listed as intermediate because that's the first thing he said to me during the match, during
Yeah.
warm-ups. I threw a blocker. Perfect first bag blocker, right?
Yeah.
This kid fucking rolls over it. And like after the first 4 bags, I think he hit like 2 air mails, rolled over another one, and he's like, yeah, I'm only like an intermediate player. And I looked at him like, fucking stop.
Yeah.
Stop it. That's not working. I don't know you, you don't know me, but like that shit's not working. That's not intermediate. What you just did to me is not intermediate. at
Yeah.
all.
He slapped me around.
He's like, well, no, my ACL. I'm like, I don't care what your ACL profile says. Like, I just saw that.
Yeah, believe
like,
me,
that's not
my
intermediate.
profile lies about
Yeah,
me.
correct.
That's why I have to play up this high.
I'm like,
okay?
I should have already been knocked out of competitive, and instead I'm here with you.
Yeah,
And I'm about to
exactly.
get my ass waxed. Instead, I have to go resort to mental warfare. Win with a 6.33 PPR. Like, let me just mentally break this poor kid down. Like, I hope I didn't lose a fan of cornhole. Yeah, like after that.
I do have to just I know he will never listen, but I just want to point out that we did have to face off against Cody Henderson. And I faced off
I'm
against
so
him
sorry, man.
face up, and I beat him in an airmail battle. Cody Henderson, I hope you hear this someday. We're going to clip this and tag you in it because I beat you heads up, in airmail, straight up. We'll never face off again. So I'm going to hang my hat on this shit. Okay, just know that you lost to a big-ass brother in airmails, heads up.
Yeah.
Okay?
But I played so bad.
Sean,
that
I didn't
they
miss
still-
a single fucking one that
I
game.
know. I feel terrible. Thank you.
Okay? And Cody,
Meanwhile, he gets
Cody,
beat
for
up
the
by
record-
a 9-year-old.
No, this was-
you missed.
You did. He did miss. He did miss. I sucked. I had to play against Chad Mayberry, who's a very nice guy, and who
I miss
hims-
Mayberry.
who he wasn't
Sitting
even
on
playing.
the front porch.
Anyways, I
drinking
knew
nice
that was coming.
cold
I was just trying to roll
cherry
through
Coke.
it. All right. You good?
when everything was black and white. Go ahead.
You good? You sure? You want to finish it off now?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Rolling out.
But he would even Chad didn't play great, and that's what was pissing me off. If he would have come out and thrown a 12 against me, fuck it.
Well, Sean, you can
what do
say
you
that
want me to
against
do?
anyone. Oh yeah, you had a perfect game against me. Of course, I'm not going to beat you. Like,
But
yeah, I
the
would
fact that
take
he
too.
was struggling too, and I was struggling even more, was pissing me off so bad. I'm like, this fucking bag. Why during warm-ups? And we decided to play with Dirty Dragons the first 2 games.
We did.
Typically, I do not throw herringbone. I throw a flatter bag now. When
Apparently,
we were
I throw
warming
a
up,
great airmail with it.
well, and when we were warming up, the boards were a little bit faster, so the bag was moving great. And then all of a sudden, we started playing the tournament, and I'm like, oh, these boards are really fucking slow. And now all of a sudden, I can't get the bag off the board anymore, and just struggle. But yeah, I'm just I'm gonna stick with blind draws and stuff. I don't know if I'll play regionals and all these opens and stuff. I say that now, but we'll see.
If you're going to be there, you're just going to be like, well, I'll just go.
I know,
and
that's what I'm saying.
Even if I go 0-2, it doesn't matter. Then afterwards, you're like, God, I hate this game. I've never played again. It's a vicious cycle. We've seen it time and time again. It's all right. So I mean, Sean right now is officially retired from competitive cornhole.
But-
all right, I'm going to put it in quotes because I know that's not going to happen. All right.
So Ohio Interstate Open, we had Cody Henderson, Chad Mayberry. After they defeated Dane, they took down first for the tournament. We had Mike
Barely.
McClanahan
All right.
and Allen. They took second, and then Adam Hissner did show up. Him and Jeremy Toney were third place in singles. Mike McClanahan beat Jeremiah Ellis. Jace Webb was third place. Gabe Dolan, who had a nice weekend, was at fourth place. Played with our boy Kyle Petering.
That he did.
And we also golfed right behind Kyle Petering.
And we did. And that's his best feature is golfing from behind.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. He can hit a long ball.
He's just athletic.
Yeah.
I mean, you could tell this beautiful cornhole stroke.
Yeah, he should definitely stick with cornhole, though. We saw that drive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
People don't forget.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so after our match, I posted something on Facebook. Like, I was just pissed. I'm just like, I hate this game. Just left it real vague and just posted up there. And I got this response, right? And Robbie, I want you to tell me if you know what this means. And this is more for education for everybody, okay? Especially our listeners, because I learned something. And I want to thank Tony Forbes. Okay, Tony Forbes is like a 17-year-old player out of California, very polite kid, really like him, like awesome player, very nice kid. He responded to I hate cornhole, right? Underneath in the comments.
Yeah.
All he wrote was type stuff. Do you know what that means in kid slang?
Yeah. So,
all right. So I want you to explain it to like pretend like we have no idea what we're a 5-year-old
Yeah, pretend like I'm 2 years older than you.
or a 60-year-old white guy.
No idea what that
or like a
shit is.
60-year-old white guy.
all right. So, and what platform was this on?
Facebook.
Yeah. Okay. So, and he's 17.
Yeah.
And was this on like your official page, or what was this?
It was on a post of him at page. He just said so. The post was
Yeah.
I hate this game. And he wrote type stuff.
So what he actually meant to say is type shit.
Yeah, but he was trying to be polite.
Yes, exactly. So type shit is like so he says so if like you and I were sitting at the thing drinking a beer, we're talking cornhole, and then you say like, man, I just hate this game and I just want to game in type shit like I'm on the same level as you. Like, yeah, man, like it's kind of I've taken it as like, yeah, I'm on the same level. Like I get it home.
Like you're agreeing.
Yeah, like
so
yeah, like I know
my
what
generation
it is.
says same.
Yeah, same.
You know,
Yeah, now it's
same,
like because there's this
Yeah,
like
I'm saying.
We did samesies.
Yeah, me.
yeah. So there's this
Samesies.
22-year-old bartender I used to work with. He was bar back and we brought him up and we would go out drinking. And I mean, being in the industry I'm in, I'm 34 years old. And especially when like there is a majority of the time, like your staff or a staff is going to be younger. And then we would go out drinking. So it would be me, a 34-year-old, and then like 21, 22, 23, 24, like Cooper comes out with us. Cooper's 22. He's somehow an old man, but he is like just some springy 22-year-old. And like, and I go out with him and I'll be talking to Zay and he'll just be like, yeah, man, type shit. And I remember I didn't know what that meant. I was like, what does that mean? He's like, oh, it means I got you. He's like, yeah, I get it. I feel it. So that's how I learned I learned it from just like, oh, I'm kicking it with a 22-year-old right now. And it's weird, but it's fun because they still can't keep up with me drinking. So that makes me
That's
happy.
like a public service. The more you know. Bing
Yes,
bong.
exactly.
So you're welcome, folks. So if your kids are using that term, that means it's actually agreement. Because at first when I read it, I'm like, oh fucker, like I liked him. Like, what the hell? Like, what's he giving me shit for?
Sean, he was agreeing with you.
So
He's
I
still
did
a kind kid.
the oldest, whitest thing I could think to do.
Yeah.
I typed that shit into Google.
Yeah.
And I went to Urban Dictionary and I read the definition. I'm like, oh, I think he's agreeing with me.
Yep.
And then I got confirmation from Cooper,
Yep.
our cousin, who's a little bit younger.
Yeah.
And he started cracking up. He's like, what do you need to know? I'm like, type shit. And he explained it. I'm like, oh, so he's agreeing. He's like, yes. I'm like, oh, I thought he was making fun of me. So, Tony Forbes,
you.
I still really like you, man.
Yeah, respect. Sean
Thank
was,
you.
Sean
Thank
was
you.
almost angry at you because he's
Honestly.
too old.
Thank you so much.
Before we move on from the Ohio Open, though, I do want to say shout out to Thomas Hoffman.
Oh, yeah.
Good
sure.
to see you, brother.
You lost me $5, but it's still good to see you.
It's okay. He's a good dude.
Yeah, he is.
I just bought beers for him.
No, I know. I was just
I
kidding.
got you. It's okay. Don't worry about it. No
we had
sweat.
we had a mini Calcutta.
Yeah,
going
we went with a Calcutta in it because
for
just to spice
competitive.
it up a little
Yeah,
bit.
for sure. Why not? It's
Great
more
to
fun.
see the AKL boys.
I
as
took
well.
and I took Hoffman,
Yeah,
and they did well. I think they took third or something like
yeah.
that.
I tried to believe in the Mr. AKL himself and his partner.
Yeah, shout out to Matt. Great seeing Matt. I'm trying to think who else we saw. Oh, we saw the great Jay Dotson. I did confirm he finally has internet.
Oh, dude!
Big news.
finally.
His
Dude,
wife was there, so
it's time.
I just pushed him aside and talked to the boss. So she said, "I'm just going to reach out to her. He's going to come on the show. It's going to be very fun."
It's time.
When did he do the? Do you remember that whole? Who are we interviewing? And when he did like the moose call or something, do you remember that? Was it during a live stream?
It was when we were actually at Worlds, I believe, the first time when we brought like recording equipment with us.
Okay, that's right. So it's just a very short
Yeah,
little.
it's real
Okay,
short,
that's right.
yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm very excited to have him. He's a character.
Yes.
He's retired from playing professionally, but he still comes to all the big events, and he's one of the more like popular guys. Like people are always
He's just
watching his
fun
match.
to be
Yeah,
around.
exactly. He is fun. He's just
He
always
knows
talks.
what the game
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
and it is just
He's entertainment. Like that's what you
Exactly.
want on TV. You know
it's
what I
just
mean? Like
fun to be around him.
he's
How
like
did
this.
he not have internet though?
I was just joking. Like
Oh,
he's just
okay. I
he
was
lives in the
about to say,
boondocks,
like,
and he's just not very like tech savvy. And it's been
Yeah.
our joke. So
We always try to get him on. He's like, I don't even know how to use it. I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, so we'll just.
What-
We'll
I just
figure it
saw
out
that his
someday.
wife was there, so I'm like, hey, can we get him on the show? Like, will you allow him to come on the show and talk publicly? And she's like, of course. She's like, just message me. And she's like, we'll set it up. I'm like, okay. She's like, I'll make sure he's like on time. I'm like, okay, thanks. Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm excited to see J Dot. Obviously, Cody, we got to talk to a little bit. I did not talk to Adam at all. Like, I bumped into him for like a half a second.
I chit chatted with him. I actually talked to his wife more.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, I saw
talking to her
Jennifer.
for
Yeah,
a minute.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I mean, Adam, I talked to him for like 5 minutes, real quick. He's just Adam.
But it was weird though, like
Fun to see him.
not seeing like Trey Birchfield there. Like I know some of those guys were like out of town for some of the other events, but
Yeah.
again, it's weird not seeing like the Chad Brauns and Eric Anderson and like
I
some
mean, you
of those
wonder
guys.
why like Trey and Adam wouldn't just use that as like a prep.
I
Like
think
go
that-
play together real quick.
because there's a bigger payout in this other tournament out west.
okay, like
I'm just saying.
did he win that?
again? But if you're
Did he win that?
if you're a professional player, you go where the money's at, right? Like especially if someone else is paying for you to go out there.
But I mean, after travel, yeah. I mean, if it's fully paid,
I'm sure
you
it's
never
fully
know.
paid.
You never know.
You just the world may never know. All right, so
That's true.
so this weekend is signature number 2. All right, not Sig 2, but signature number 2. The super original name for their nationals. It's in Mesa, Arizona. Arizona has a very loud and proud
Is there any more left?
cornhole community. Oh, Dane's asking for more.
Just seeing.
Yeah, you can get the last little dabble.
I'll take some of that.
Let me see here. Who's
It's gonna be
messaging us?
real watered down.
I'm okay with it. Nothing wrong with that.
Just pour a little lime in there. Pour a little rum in there.
Anyways, so the Mesa Open signature number 2 this weekend. Now you kind of alluded to it earlier. It's kind of a first real event because
the
this
first
is
test.
non-round limited, right? Seating is going to be based off of current standings, and then it's kind of like snaked through.
Yeah.
Obviously, with it being the first traditional like 221 tournament that we're seeing of the year, I expect there to be a heavy presence of like blue bloods like towards the finals and in the broadcast, like towards like the finals of winning the brackets and stuff. I don't really. You kind of need to see the brackets before you're going to make accurate predictions. Just kind of see like how everyone's going to fall. But you got to like Gavin Cano's. You got to like Mark Richards. Jamie Graham's probably been hot. I think Jackson Gore has still been one of the best players early on in the season. He's always kind of just in the mix.
Yeah, and then like where it's at too. You got to look at localish talent to always like
how does Chris Roybal do?
That's what I'm thinking. Like maybe him and Hart make a nice run because
correct.
He's just comfy playing out there. Those guys always tend to do a little better when they're closer to home. So I just kind of feel like maybe watch them. But yeah, across the radar, I'm not thinking anything outside of like what I feel like my top 10 is right now for this one. And it didn't change after the first national. And no slight to people that won it or anything, but round limit is just a different beast.
Correct.
So
and especially with them going away from it next year. Yeah. Like it almost like looks like, okay, sweet. Like the first one's now it's just done out of the way. We have the first one. All right, let's get down to like the real season
just
now.
This past weekend, there were several like games that down 18-0. All of a sudden mounted the comeback and won. Like it happens. So
if you're on Patreon, I'll drop like I did last time, a doubles and singles kind of like breakdown of the brackets just for people to kind of read through with like predictions and stuff like that. But yeah, unfortunately the brackets just aren't out in time for us to see them before we record. But next week we'll recap the results, kind of all that stuff. We'll have plenty. Obviously we'll be golfing and stuff. So I'll just throw it on the card and
might as well.
So it'll be just a fun-filled day of all that shenanigans. But
I didn't know if you wanted me to bring this stuff.
I mean, that would be pretty. I figured that would be pretty funny.
Just like set it up on.
Doesn't take up much space.
Doesn't.
So on Friday night of this event, Robbie, there's what they call the Superhole.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. All right.
It's the biggest hole of all the cornholes.
So the Superhole is where they partner up an ACL pro with like a celebrity of some sort. Like we'll call them like B-list, C-.
I would say D-list.
I did see a cornhole tournament.
I want to go through the list of celebrities, and I want you to tell me if you've heard of them before.
Yeah.
Can we do this?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And I want you to tell me who you think is the cornhole professional and who you think is the celebrity.
Okay.
Can we play a game like this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So the first one is Bork Floyd and Zach Scheibner.
Zach Scheibner is the cornhole player.
Yes, very good.
All right, cool.
And he's our sponsored player, so very good.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Bork Floyd before?
Is he a musician?
No, he's an actor. He's best known from his role in Dawson's Creek, and he's also in well-known films like Alien Snipers and Dog Boy.
Well-known films, huh? By who? Robbie. If you don't know those movies, then...
Was he in the first Alien movie?
No, Alien Snipers.
Alien
Snipers.
Yes. I'm pretty sure that's the porn version of Alien. I don't know. We'll have to see.
All right, one for one. Robbie's got that one down. All right, the next one is Jacob Trzynski and Brian Urlacher.
Brian Urlacher is an actor. Is he? Is he?
He's not.
Would you consider?
I actually know Brian Urlacher.
Would you consider him an actor right now?
But he's the celebrity?
Just like commentary and like sport.
No.
Okay. He's a sports analyst now, but he was a famous Chicago Bears linebacker.
But I was right because I recognized that last name, Urlacher.
He's not an actor, though. He's on like
Yeah.
TV
He's
as like a analyst.
I was being a little silly.
He's an analyst.
Analyst.
Jacob Trzynski is the cornhole professional. All right. The next one is Ty Lopez and Seidel Curry Lee.
So here's the thing. I recognize the name Ty Lopez, but I feel like I've heard it on this show before.
Really? Wow. Okay.
So is Ty Lopez not Ty Lopez is the celebrity?
No, Ty Lopez is the cornhole professional.
Cornhole player. You should have trusted your gut, man. Never go against the gut.
Seidel Curry Lee is Steph Curry's sister.
Oh, I didn't even know he had a sister.
So she's like a YouTube like influencer, stuff like that. So. All right, the next one is Damian Lee and Jay Rubin.
Oh, Damian Lee's an actor for sure. Jay Rubin is a cornhole name.
It sure is. Dude, he would love nothing more than that you just pinpointed him as a cornhole player.
Doobie, dude.
For sure. So Damian Lee is a professional basketball player. I believe he plays for the Suns right now.
Okay.
Maybe? No, I can't remember who.
Yeah, I think it is the Suns, actually.
All right, so the next one is Brandon Armstrong and then Gina Ramirez.
Okay, so I don't want to, Gina Ramirez is the cornhole player.
Yes.
Nice, dude. Yeah.
So Brandon B. Armstrong, he was like a former Houston Rockets first round pick. He played like 3 years in the NBA, but now he does like funny skits on YouTube and stuff. You might have seen him. He's the one that did like the LeBron versus Kobe.
Okay. Yeah.
One, so that's who that is.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't realize who it was until I watched the TikTok. I'm like, oh, I've seen this before. So he's a pretty funny guy.
Should I root for him and Gina?
Okay, so the next one is Chris Roybal and Satu Sabali.
Chris is the player.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I thought that was pretty easy.
What does Satu Sabali do?
Sabali, I don't know.
This is clearly a scientist or like a
Yeah,
mathematician.
I was gonna say tame tigers, but I felt really bad about that.
Tiger tamer or a scientist or an engineer or a telemarketer.
Let's say, a famous author.
She's a basketball player.
She is a basketball player. Oh, pass. Respectfully, of course.
All right, ready?
I play for the WNBA.
Damn, that's a big bitch.
I'm upstairs.
I'm going to show you a picture of her later, and you're going to show your pants. All right, Sydney Faulkner and Dean Norton.
Oh, Dean Norton? Dean Norton, he's a celebrity, right?
In his mind.
In his own mind, he is a cornholist.
Sydney Faulkner is a celebrity. She's from the new reality show $1 Million Secret. She's a fitness model. She's super hot. She's from Alaska.
Oh, Dean's gonna love that.
Okay, so they always partner up like the shy kind of, like, not that he's shy, like he's outgoing and stuff,
Yeah.
but like he's gonna be super awkward with the super hot chick.
Is he married?
I'm sure. I think he is.
His wife probably not gonna like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? It's just gonna be super awkward. It's like, don't hug her too tight. Like, it's like, hey, high five. Like, super awkward.
He's like, hon, I gotta ham it up for the camera. He slaps her on the
Why'd you have to do that? You watch the baseball games? That's all they do.
ass. And actually, that was a trick question because Dean Norton is actually Ed Norton's illegitimate brother.
See, I did. I went with that cousin Norton.
For sure. All right, let's do some dramatic readings.
Ooh.
In a world where bean bags have brought men to their knees, social media serves as sanctuary for keyboard warriors. Time for the dramatic readings.
Dramatic piano.
Addicted to Cornhole. Paul Copeland. It okay for ACL pros to play in ACO events now? If not, what's the consequences? Might be willing to cover a fine to run a tournament with one of my dogs one time.
I think you pronounced dogs incorrectly, but
So
it's dogs.
Dongs.
So the reason, okay, so
Well, my dogs.
this was actually kind of interesting because this guy was posting this question, and then Sammy Soto came out and been like, "Hey, if you're gonna fucking talk about me, at least fucking tag me in the post." And the funny part is, like, he wasn't even talking about Sammy Soto. Like, apparently in an ACO major, all right, they have like 47 of them a year. One of them was held in like the Dallas area. They were holding it at AJ's, and
Yeah.
Big D was like kind of like the main sponsor. And I think they had an unsanctioned ACO like blind draw like before, but it wasn't like part of the major. It's kind of weird because
It's convoluted, but gray area.
I could not find that tournament on Scoreholio anywhere.
It might have been on paper. Who knows?
That's what I mean. So like I don't. But the only interesting part is that an ACL pro was listed as a winner of the blind draw of like that blind draw in the Open, and his name's Tyler Goodwin, and I've heard the name before, and I just honestly I've kind of forgot to bring it up a few times in the episode where apparently he's been playing in a lot of ACO events. Now I don't know if he has permission. Maybe he does. Maybe there's just no ACL stuff. He's from like Alabama.
Yeah.
If that's the case, okay, I get it. Now, my question is, where do you stand now on should they be allowed to play?
I mean,
If you're an ACL pro, should you be allowed to go play in another organization?
my question is, how did he qualify?
For what do you mean? There's no majors are open to anyone.
No, I mean for ACL.
I don't know, actually. I don't know if he went through the qualifier.
That's my question. Like, if he got it through the qualifier, and then like that's literally the only cornhole he can attend, I think he should be okay to do it just in his area to stay sharp. But none of this traveling around to like Texas and shit. Like,
that's kind of what I was.
It's a little far away from Alabama to like go find cornhole when you could find ACL shit right in Florida. That's much closer.
I fully understand the ACL stance early on about if you're a pro player for our league, you don't go play in another. It's just like if you're in the NBA, you're not going to go play for, like.
My thing is if it's just local leagues and stuff, like who gives a shit like what software they're running it on and stuff. Just let your pros able to play against some competition, but on a regular basis.
But with where the game is going right now, and like just the overall like in not the game itself, but like the competitive side of things, if the ACL is not like paying their pro players, it's just, to me, it's like, and if you really want the game to keep growing and you want these guys to get it so that they can play cornhole and you're getting the highest product, you've already kind of established yourself as like the top league for competitive cornhole.
Yeah.
If they want to go because something's somewhat local to them and they want to go play in this tournament and it's a part of another league and they have a membership, like, I guess I don't see the issue as much anymore because like you've already established yourself as like being number one for the competition. You don't have to like worry about something else.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not everyone's going to go over there just for, but like, again, like, I think sometimes competition is a good thing. Again, initially I understand like their stance of like, no, you can't go play for like, MLB does it. Like we're trying to be a national organization, but sometimes you got to adjust and roll with the punches. And it wouldn't be shocked if that's one of the changes that eventually comes from the ACL.
Yeah.
But not with them going to 100 though. With them going to 100 pros, like definitely not. I don't know what the rule is for elite players. Because if you're elite, that if they allowed elite players to do it, that's where they can make their money.
That's the game plan.
Because then players can double dip on both sides.
Exactly.
Like, and that's all players want. Honestly.
I think that's going to be the game plan.
So it'll be interesting to see kind of like where they fall on that side of things. But
yeah, I think we'll go back to a merriment of both leagues, like circa 2018 when everything was just kind of not really kumbaya, but ACL wasn't big enough to have a leg to stand on.
All right, let's do it. This is on Addicted to Cornhole, Russell Tonkin. Good marketing strategy, ACL. Must have taken it right out of Bud Light textbook. You have officially killed ACL in 3 states, Iowa, Missouri, and Illinois. Too bad there's no money in the ACO.
I saw this post earlier today, and I was like, what are we talking about?
Yeah. It's been a common theme of the week that numbers have been kind of down across the board. I know in the Northeast, they've been kind of very loud about that, like how ACL is pretty much gone from the Northeast.
Yeah.
It sounds like there's not a real big presence in some of the other states. I mean, in Ohio, we're seeing ACL. I think it's just more spread out now. I just think like the level of, there's just not as many people that are into like the competition side of things.
I agree.
But but you're still seeing leagues filling up. You're still seeing the blind draws filling up. I think that's just kind of where we're seeing is just, I think that we've said it before. Like I hated to say it, but like I thought we already kind of reached our pinnacle of like where cornhole was at and popularity wise.
Yeah.
Now there's just so much to compete with.
Yeah, and I think
every year they're
cycle
coming up with pickleball or the next thing that everyone wants to do. It's just like every year it changes. So
we have this crazy boom. Go ahead.
The 3 soccer teams at the same time on the same field. Have you
I've
seen
not
that?
seen that. Holy shit.
Three. It's like a circle field, 3 different teams, 3 goalies,
Holy
the whole 9.
That'd be fucking crazy.
It's on the when ESPN does the Ocho.
I would definitely watch that,
bro. It's
I want to see 3-team handball.
mayhem.
Yeah. So I don't know really what to say right now. I mean, the ACL is very apparent after like Trey's interview that with them switching focuses to go after the grassroots, they're not naive. They see these numbers.
Yeah.
They're going to see an Ohio Interstate Open that Ohio used to be one of the meccas of cornhole. 5 years ago, that place would have been standing room only, packed to the gills, every division sold out. And now they had to combine advanced and open. They had to combine intermediate and competitive because they had 2 intermediate teams sign up.
Yeah.
They had like 13 competitive teams. They had 18 open and like 6 advanced. Like that's just not enough. It's just not enough. And it's not to anybody's fault. I think there's just more options of shit to do now, especially in summertime. Like that is just, it's really tough. Like if you're not doing like an outdoor blind draw during the week, it's tough to want somebody to give up their Saturday on a beautiful day. You're not catching me at a fucking cornhole tournament all day on Saturday anymore. If I can go golfing,
It's true. Like
I hate to say it, like I still love the game, and I
hate
but-
the indoor aspect.
yeah,
of it
that's
all
what
the
I'm
time,
saying.
though.
Like I want to be outside doing stuff. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to be like I'm stuck inside all day at work, looking outside and having to hear people tell me how great it is outside. Oh, it's beautiful outside. Oh, fuck, great, awesome, thanks.
Well, I mean,
Thanks for
again,
that.
so we go back to the like cornhole boom during COVID because they were like the one renegade crew that somehow got it on ESPN.
Yeah.
They found a way, pulling bags up with tongs while wearing rubber gloves and face masks. Like,
Shout out to Mr. Morton and
Yes.
Mr. Stranger.
absolutely ridiculous stuff. But hey, we were the one sport that was playing, so it had this big boom. Then we had this constant flow of people that were like, "Oh, hey, cornhole, I want to play this," and they start playing the intermediate, do well, progress into competitive, do well, and then they get to that advanced level and they can't
stay there.
just win shit. And they're just eventually it's eating away at them. We had this cycle go through, I think, for about 4 or 5 seasons where ACL didn't give a shit because at the time they just kept having new people sign up.
Oh yeah,
Because you had those intermediates
Yep.
that would come up. Well, guess what? There's no more.
Yeah.
They've all done it already.
Yeah.
So they're like, there's not new people coming in that want to play as often anymore. Like people are finding just their local bar to go let a tournament rip. And the biggest fault of the ACL is that their software is not as easy to use for anyone running a tournament. So yes, they're
So Robbie, you're in like the
putting a
events
patch on
industry
that, but
too.
it's not
Yeah.
soon enough.
What draws people? Like what can like the ACL do to try to draw people to an event like that? Like they do food trucks, you know what I mean? They try to do that kind of stuff. They do as much marketing as they kind of can, you know, getting word out. But like, I mean, is there what draws people there?
You got to have, I mean, I want to say like side entertainment, but like, you know, maybe not necessarily like a band, but like you want to give people an incentive to go. You don't want, and like the incentive isn't just to go like and participate and watch, like outside of like prize money, like what else are we going to do? Like what's going to make it a day for not just me that I'm playing, but for my wife and kids who are sitting there watching me, you know? So they got to kind of do that. Or if like the kids aren't there and it's just you and, you know, if you want to make it a family thing, have it stuff like that. You want to make it a reason maybe to bring the wife and kids, you know, stuff like that. Or to bring like your brother or brother-in-law, just like, hey man, let's go have a day. And then you go do that. But I mean, food trucks, yeah, but like set up some kind of bar if you can.
At Worlds, Michael, I'd always wanted, we talked about it before, I've always wanted to do like a live podcast, like with a crowd.
Yeah.
But like I was always so afraid of like, we're going to put in all this work and set it up and no one's going to show up.
Yeah.
And like, and that's a finance, like, and we're the state that we were in at the time when we were talking about doing it, like would have just ruined us. And I'm like, it's not worth taking that risk. Like me putting all the risk on hoping that people are going to take time out of their day to come do something else like that when all these people want to do is throw bags.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's all they
like
wanna
that's
do.
it's just it's tough to compete. But I just feel like a lot of people kind of burned out of it. They got into it way too hard, and then they start doing other stuff, and their kids get a little bit older, and those young guys, early 20s that were all jumping in earlier now, they're just not jumping in at the same rate. So
Yeah.
hopefully, I mean, maybe it still has a chance to come back, you know what I mean? But they need to kill it on the broadcast. They need like some entertaining stuff to happen.
I mean,
You know
honestly,
what
my opinion of like the local, like things like Interstate and stuff like that, it needs to change the
Go back to
verbiage.
conferences, first of all.
No, well, that, but it also needs to change the verbiage of what it is. So, yes, you have Interstate for the competitors.
Yeah.
Have one fucking division.
You mean it's confusing?
I'm just saying, we just
I'm gonna listen.
listen. Just like have your like open division
Yes.
as like ACL points. The rest of it be like, or just come and fucking throw and have a blind draw, like blind draw after blind draw. Do if you want people to show up, that's where you're going to have to start doing.
Yeah.
No longer can you do like, oh, we're going to have intermediate so you can face off. No, people want just like to come out and have fun. Like you could even run a secondary BYOP. Who gives a shit? Just have like random fucking
Yeah.
groupings. But when you have people stepping up from one division to the other to try to play and they're automatically like the lowest seed because they don't have enough points, getting absolutely fucking waxed, I mean, it's demoralizing. You don't want to go out and play anymore. Like, you go 0-2 in that like competition. But if you have the opportunity, like, oh shit, like I lost that blind draw, but there's going to be another one in like 40 minutes starting.
Yeah.
Just fucking do that.
I mean, you're basically describing me. Like, that's why every time we go, we have like the hardest draw.
Yeah.
And I'm like, at least in competitive, even if I'm the lowest seed, at least I feel like I can at least be in a match.
Yeah. Some people will be there for 6 hours just playing cornhole and drinking, having a good time. But as soon as the tournament's done and they don't get the chance to really play against anyone anymore, and nobody's doing cash games any longer, like, it is what it is. Like, just let it run. And now they were running blind draws and stuff today, which I definitely think helped keep people around and like interested in it, which was brilliant. I'm just thinking like the lower divisions with that kind of attendance, it's almost time that you got to consider just moving on from it.
Very true.
And so you find like those certain people who actually want to compete to become the best.
Yeah.
And that's what that open division's reserved for.
Well, and again, that's why I think the ACL's already set themselves up. It's, if you want to be considered the best, you want to be like a pro.
Yeah.
You make it as one of these top 100 people. And like, those are the best 100 players in the country. We're certifying, we're putting our stamp on it. They're the best.
Yeah.
If you just want to have a good time, there's so many options now. I feel like the ACL just already missed out.
Yeah. And honestly, like, gone are the days of like tailoring to the pro for these tournaments either. Because guess what? They would have much rather had like the open division get canceled and like had a fun party there and like make more money at a bar than they would having like just a few like teams there trying to compete hard and be like, oh, well, nobody else wants to like play for points. Like, it's a hard sell. So I just think we're seeing a shift where I think like especially once ACL Pro gets down to 100 people, it's going to be like a select few who ever think that they have the chops to finally become a pro.
I think the ACL would do very well at finding out who like runs like their big leagues. Like let's say like a Cleveland Monday Night League, it sells out 120 teams. So you know that there's guaranteed. The ACL should send out some sort of representation and set up a booth one night just to talk to like those people about like the player engagement program, about like what kind of perks they can get, like why, you know what I mean? Like, if just do like give some free shit away. Like, you know what I mean? But get people to buy into it instead of just relying on it. Because if you did that and gone to some of your big leagues, like, I feel like it's
could have helped.
People are going to look at like you care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, here's the information. Like, I'm finding out, like, oh, maybe this does sound kind of exciting. Oh, look at this free shit I get. People like free stuff.
They really do.
You know what I mean? Like, just do stuff like that.
They
Do
like
you know
it
what
better
they need to
than paying for
do?
it.
The ACL needs to hire an event consulting firm for like 6 months. And they need to have like once or twice a week, like hyper meetings with these consultants about how can we make our ACL organized events all over the country pop.
Yes.
But also specifically like cater it to the region.
Yeah.
So like, why can't we have a ACL tournament at Progressive Field or at the Brown Stadium or at the, I don't know if the art museum, but like the Museum of Natural History.
They have done it at the
Wade
Q
Oval.
before.
Okay, so so stuff like that. Why doesn't that happen more? Like anything like that. Like I think
right now part of the reason would be the people who would run the event would be worried that not enough people would show up.
Yeah.
Well, and that's kind of what it is. You're going to have to kind of
Nerve-wracking.
eat shit for a little bit. What you do is, but that also the consulting firm will have a strategy for that as well. Why do you want to go? You want the experience to be for when you show up, it's like you're going to a ball game or you're going to a football game, but you're actually playing it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need to be the scale of 30, 40,000 people because you can feel like you're in front of 30, 40,000 people in front of 50 to 100. But you need to make your players feel as excited about the sport as you are, and the ACL isn't the one playing it, they're the one organizing. They should cater it to the players, but they should also cater it to the fan base and these players who travel a lot for this.
Oh yeah.
Figure out incentives, like work with one of the major credit bureaus to get points. So if you're traveling for stuff, so you get points or something like that. Sponsorship stuff like that. You want to get people involved, and you want to, and not that it's not, because I really enjoy it, but like you want to make cornhole feel like it's fucking cool.
Yeah. No, it's very true. Like that's where they've kind of struggled. You know what I mean? Because ultimately we're throwing beanbags at a board.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, like it's hard to.
Yeah,
They do it as good of a job as they can. Like
I mean,
you
as
know, putting
cool
the
as we
clips
are,
up. And,
we really
obviously.
bring the sport up quite a bit. So I mean, it is hard.
It's time to get down to brass tacks. It's time to bust out. We need some sort of like a chime or something before we're gonna do our draft. I haven't quite decided what we're gonna do. So I don't know what we're gonna do.
We can do
need to come up with
Kevin
something.
laugh.
Okay.
I got that one right here.
What's the bone? What's the boner one?
So I did that one last week, though. I don't think it was very.
Dude, Wayne's World, party time.
We gotta be careful about throwing up certain music.
That's true. We could do that one.
Look, a clock. We don't have that in America.
All right. So this week's draft is
Random.
we are doing barbecue plates, right? So we're going to be doing 2 proteins, 2 sides, and a dessert. Ooh. All right. Now,
Stop it.
last week we did coolest aquatic animals with our buddies from over the pond, Josh and Graham.
They did a great job.
Graham actually ended up taking down the fan vote poll in that under protest by me, but he did take it down by 1. I went back and counted. So because the guest won, Robbie, you get to now dictate the order of the draft this week. Starting, you can put yourself wherever you want, and then Dane and I, you can put wherever you would like. And it's going to be a snake style draft.
Snake style draft.
Snake.
Snake style.
All right.
draft.
Little snake. All right. Well, I'm
Oh,
gonna
actually,
go.
hang on. Start like pander for a few minutes. Let me.
Go through your
start a new
rationale
one.
why you're going to put us in each spot.
So I'm gonna go first because I'm the guest and I deserve it.
Okay, so you want the number 1 pick.
Yeah. Also because there's something that I want. That's my favorite thing when I go to either barbecue, like hey, did I get invited to the cookout kind of
Yeah.
barbecue, or barbecue like at a
Barbecue
restaurant.
chicken.
So who's going to be the second pick?
Who's gonna be the second? Sean, you're gonna be second.
Okay.
And then Dane's gonna be third.
Okay.
Because
Big
don't mind that.
mistake.
no. See, this is why. Because Dane's gonna it's the snake. So Dane, when it gets his first round, he's gonna be able to pick twice.
Yeah.
My dude's gonna blow his load early. I know he is. You know
And
what
you
I mean?
can
So-
you can go in whatever order you want for the dishes. Doesn't have to be dessert last. You can do any order you want, as long as you have the 2 proteins, 2 sides, and a dessert. And we'll just chop it up. So,
You guys
Robbie,
want-
whenever you're ready, you kick off this draft here. So, best barbecue plates.
ready for the FX.
BBQ.
All right. So,
Baby.
what's the number 1 pick of the 2025 draft? Is
FXins. It's
All them CXs.
FXins. So I could go with the tried and true classic, but I'm not going to because I'm going for what I feel.
Yeah.
Deep down in my soul.
In your loins.
In the loins. Banana bread pudding.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like, you cannot beat it. It could be an 80-degree day, and you're out there at the park pavilion that your auntie rented for the family reunion, and you're sitting there, and you're gonna eat your food, and then you're like, man, I just want something. And you're gonna be tired. That's a unbutton the top button of your pants type of day, regardless.
Okay.
Or I'm wearing sweatpants or elastic pants at the cookout because that's just the way that works.
Fair enough.
But banana bread pudding, it's just,
It's a terrible pick.
what are you talking about? You are.
You could have gotten that round 5.
That was coming back to you,
Yeah,
bro.
you
know
that
way.
would have,
For sure.
without a doubt.
Y'all don't even know. The
Without
people will
a doubt.
know.
The people will know.
Just think about the potassium. Do you remember that? Do you remember the movie Honey We
That's
Shrunk
the first thing I
Ourselves?
think about when I get to dessert. And I'm like, God, how much was potassium?
Oh
is in
yeah, I
it?
can't wait for all this potassium.
God.
Yeah, as you should. Damn.
All right, so
all right,
for,
Sean. So can we start this draft?
Trash. Y'all don't know. You'll see.
all right, so I was thinking about this pretty hard. When he put me at 2, I'm like, I could go protein now. Like, I could get the number 1 protein off the board. But I feel like when it comes to barbecue, because there's so many different styles, I feel like the main protein's pretty open. Like, I feel like there's a lot that I like that I can put in here and make it fit. For me, I'm going to go side here.
Okay.
All right, Robbie's already off the board with dessert, so I want the number one side here. It's got to be mac and cheese. If I'm going to barbecue, got to have mac and cheese. It's
You're
got to
so
be the number one
basic.
pick, right? Listen, it's basic, but it's barbecue.
Tell me about the mac and cheese though. If you bring Kraft to the cookout, you
No,
can
no,
get
no,
back
no.
in the
It's
Yeah.
got to be
alcohol.
baked.
You
You know, you want the
slap.
breadcrumbs on
Yeah.
top. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
want it a little bit thicker, none of the runny bullshit. You know
Give
what I
me
mean?
the
Like,
Gouda.
I want
White
it to
cheese?
stick. If
I
I
want
fucking
white
throw it to
cheese
the
in my
ceiling,
shit.
it's gonna stick. I want it to feel
Hell
like
yeah.
it's stuck.
Yes.
Like when you swallow it, like it's struggling to go
Yeah.
down. You know
So
what I mean?
a
You got
hot sauce on there.
Absolutely.
Good
Sriracha on little mac and cheese just is game changer.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, or like a spicy mayo. Like make
just-
yourself
yeah.
a sriracha
Just
mayo.
Phenomenal. So I'm going mac and cheese, number one. Boom.
Fine, that's cool.
All right, Dan, I see you.
All right, so you know, back to back, I think I'm getting my 2 1As when it comes to
Sure,
barbecue effing Playboys.
Yeah.
So I'm taking my favorite protein, brisket,
Ugh.
right off the board. I
Basic.
love me a good smoked brisket. I think it's just when it's done right, it is the best. And then I'm gonna switch it over though.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go protein. I'm gonna reel it back in, and I want to take my 1A side that was still there, and I'm going cornbread.
Okay.
Cornbread all day.
Man,
Delightful.
you are the white guy at the cookout for sure. Can I have a cornbread brisket? I get it though. They're solid though. They're so solid. I had smoked brisket.
I don't know
the other
why
day.
you think that's not a dig at me at
It's
all.
not a
I am the
dig.
white guy at a
I know.
at
I
barbecue.
get it. I get it. But
It's who
you
I
know,
am.
Let's just. Do you know what? Do you know what would go really well with brisket and cornbread? Banana bread puddings.
maybe if it was later in the draft.
The Shador Sanders.
Exactly. Yeah. That would. Yeah, he shit the bed
Wasn't
on
Tom
his,
Brady
interview.
wasn't Tom Brady taken in like the 10th round, the 98th pick in the 10th round or something like that?
Yeah, pretty close.
You know, and look at him, the GOAT, except he dropped the ball on Giselle. So, whoops.
All right, I got to go with my protein. We are going to go with barbecued baby back ribs.
BBQ.
Does that mean I can have St.
Baby
Louis?
back. Yeah.
Yeah, technically.
Baby back. So, what's the sauce?
Like Kansas City style.
Kansas City style?
Yeah.
See, I'm a South Carolina style.
Okay.
Give me that mustard base. You feel me?
Yeah, I guess-
Or
And-
I mean, there's also vinegar based out of
Well, that's what
Carolina
I-
too.
shh.
So
quiet your mouth.
I'm just
is
saying.
true.
No, there is
there's
true.
both.
No, it's true.
There's both out of there.
Yeah, that's true. A 50-50 can also hit pretty hard. I'm going St. Louis ribs.
St. Louis ribs on the next one.
Yeah, I'm going St. Louis ribs.
Okay. And then you got your next one right back.
Yeah, sure do. I'm gonna go for meat number 2,
Ooh.
pulled pork shoulder. Slathered in some of the sauce. You know what I mean?
Bingo. All right, Shanene. I mean, pulled pork shoulder, that's a good one. I don't think it's the best thing to pull pork from, though, personally. Not in my own experience of smoking delightful things.
Yeah, so I mean, we got the baby back ribs there. I'm gonna go with give me baked beans.
Damn you.
Right at my sides. So I got my 2 sides, got one of my proteins. I like where I'm sitting right now. Again, that's there's so much meat out there. Like I feel comfortable with, even if Dane takes another one, like I feel comfortable with going out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Snagging one later.
I was
I
really
have-
hoping beans were falling to me. 'Cause
I
if
just
they
couldn't-
did,
I
man,
just-
I was about to be like, man, you guys fucked up.
Yeah, no. You took brisket from me. I was really
Yeah.
wanted brisket. That's like a very I wanted brisket to come back.
It's a solid.
Would you have
solid
taken
choice.
mac and cheese if it was still there?
Probably not.
Damn it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Yeah, not a big mac.
try
and
to play the
cheese
draft
guy.
game.
I get it.
It's okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Had this delightful list here, and yeah, the first 3 on there are pretty slappy too. I just don't know which one I want to take. Yeah, you know, I'm just gonna. I like it more than pasta salad, so I'm gonna go with potato salad.
Yeah, that's
Solid.
That's a solid pick.
Solid,
That was the, if you
dude.
would have gone baked beans, I would have gone potato salad.
Yeah.
Even though it's like not a personal favorite, I know
Yeah,
it's like very popular.
It's like one of those.
Yeah.
Also, like, you know, there's one other type of
For sure.
salad in that mix
yeah,
too.
yeah.
And then I'm gonna go with just the traditional, Good old American apple pie.
Yeah, that's solid.
Okay, good. So, all right. So, I mean, I can wait for dessert. All right. So let's go ahead and, well, I mean, Robbie's already got his 2 beef, so it doesn't really matter where I'm going to go with this. All right. So,
Actually, it's 2 pork.
all right. So I'm going to go with burnt ends.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
some
I like
tips,
it.
dude. Some burnt tips.
Yeah. Just mix it up a
Classic.
little bit.
Yeah, they're good.
It's
man.
a little bit. I
love these burnt
I
ends.
was really wanted to go with something like saucy, but then like not. You know what I mean? Like so, just the palate.
Heard.
Yeah.
So I just got my 2 sides, right?
Correct.
Yes, sir.
Cool. So my first one's gonna be King Hawaiian buns. King's Hawaiian buns.
All right.
I like how specific it is.
You're the whitest
Oops.
guy at the party now.
I am absolutely not. Good try though, bro. My neighbor, where I used to live, my neighbor was this old half Dominican, half Jamaican lady, and she would have this crazy cook. She would cook all this food and then call me. She lived 2 houses down. She's like, "Bring the girlfriend, come down, feed yourselves," and we would play spades.
You're making me crazy.
And she always had King Hawaiian buns because what you do is you lather your pulled pork shoulder in the sauce, and then you rip or split the bun open, put that on there, and you got a little pulled pork sandwich.
All right, make me hard. Move on.
And then so I'm tied. Do both of you guys already have your sides?
yes.
Yeah.
Both sides. All right. So I'm stuck between 2.
All right, what you got?
It's either collard greens. 'Cause
Okay.
you can't go wrong. Or
Probably not already.
Yeah. They made me do it.
Yeah. Fair. Then you know
If you
what?
try to win, don't go.
I think
Yeah. They're gonna see that you're gonna be X'd off.
I think I'm gonna go with coleslaw. Specifically,
Yeah.
specifically vinegar-based coleslaw.
Honestly, it's kind of a nice, refreshing addition to the list. You know what I mean? Like that's why I was like, it's baked beans and mac and cheese and this barbecue bag.
Yeah.
Is it just too much? Like
That's why I
Yeah,
took one
exactly.
thing that said salad on it.
it doesn't
It's
matter.
potato
We're gonna
salad, but
we're
it says
gonna we're
salad.
gonna end it here
Wait,
with like.
wait. I got a bonus.
I
You
got a boner.
No, I got yeah for sure. I got a bonus category for us.
Can I do? Can we finish it first? Then we'll do the bonus category.
Sure.
All right. So I'm gonna do. So I have my dessert left.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
So I am doing the chocolate chip cookie with vanilla ice cream, like this the skillet cookie.
yeah. Oh.
I mean, a warm chocolate chip cookie skillet with like a little vanilla ice cream is like just
Yeah, with the
Oh.
but the vanilla ice cream has to be from like the 2 quarters
yeah,
from the
For sure.
grocery store.
hell yeah.
Yeah, none of that vanilla bean shit. It's just vanilla.
Yes.
I want no bean in
I want
my,
no
my ice cream. Keep
I
the beans out, bro. I already got them in my bake. Okay,
So Dane has his meat left.
just got one more meat left,
Yeah, you
and it's just because it's sitting there. We already had
Hot dog.
pork shoulder taken.
I almost did it. Too.
But I'm not going to go with the best like pulled thing. I'm going to switch it up, but I'm going pork belly. I think a
Yeah,
pork belly
solid,
just
dude.
done right is
That's true.
absolutely melt in your mouth, phenomenal.
Yeah, you candy it a little bit.
100%. It's basically just better bacon when it's cooked
It
right.
is.
Like it's so good.
That's
so
granddaddy bacon.
I'm gonna go with some pork belly, and it, like bonus points if it's like any sort of Asian pork belly because they just do it the best.
It's so barbecue of you.
That is
It,
so
yeah,
barbecue.
Korean barbecue. Like,
Anyways,
hell
what was the
yeah.
bonus
What's the bonus category?
What's your beverage?
Okay. You're first.
No. I came up with the category. You guys go first.
Okay, so you go
Sean,
reverse?
Sean first, Dane second, me third.
So with this meal,
With this meal?
I'm
your
going
chosen
with
meal.
Chocolate milk.
if I have my choice, it's raspberry iced tea.
All right, Dane.
All right, I'm gonna go. Just a good old classic hazy IPA. Shocker.
So nice and heavy, so we're gonna have all the food.
I almost thought about taking an IPA because I wanted to do bread as my side, but then the King Hawaiian bun came in and I was like, no, I'm doing lemonade.
Yeah, it's.
You can't. You know what
It was
I
a
mean?
tough going first because I'm like, do I go boozy or do I
Yeah.
not?
No, I
Like, I'm
like
like,
the
do I
iced
go
tea
Miller
pick,
Lite?
though.
But just stick with that.
I gotta
So
pee real quick.
for sure. Well, I'm going to wrap this up anyway. So, all right. So if you guys are looking, so let me recap the draft here. So Robbie, his 2 proteins. He has St. Louis ribs and pulled pork shoulder. The sides are King Hawaiian rolls and coleslaw. He has banana bread pudding as his dessert, and he's drinking some lemonade. I had baby back ribs. I have burnt ends, mac and cheese, and baked beans as my sides. The skillet cookie, rock hard right now, with raspberry iced tea to drink. Dane has brisket and pork belly as his proteins. He has cornbread and potato salad as a side, and Dane is drinking a hazy IPA. Shocker. So that is the best barbecue plate. Just make sure you place your votes on either Facebook or Instagram. I'll post that up this week. I love doing the drafts. It's fun.
Yeah.
So we'll come up with another one. We'll have a guest next week. This week is just kind of crazy because we were leaving out of town, and we might actually have a whole bunch of guests. If we decide to bring this to North Carolina with us, we might just have the best episode. It might be a Patreon exclusive episode, but
yeah, I don't know if
we
our mom
almost
can
have
hear
to.
that, but yeah, we might just need to.
We have to
bring it.
We got to bring it.
Yeah.
There's just gonna be too much. Like late at night when everyone goes home, and it's just the four of us sitting there with Tyler. Like it'll be. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
It's gonna get weird.
I think this draft, Dane has a really like the American Classic team.
Correct.
If this was the Olympics, Dane is Team USA. I'm not going to say the sport is barbecue.
Knowing that I would have gotten mac and cheese on the turn, I would have started with brisket because brisket, like Texas style brisket, like it's still my number, like A1 there. But I thought maybe there's a chance I might get it. I thought Dane might try to get cute, and go dessert and like a side first. So, but
I feel like if I'm
good.
eating Dane's plate of food, I've got like a NASCAR race on, Toby Keith blaring in the background, and I'm just having
American girls.
Yeah, exactly.
American guys.
There's a boot in your ass.
It's the American way.
Anyways, if you guys are looking to support the show, if you go to patreon.com/bigasscornhole for the price of beer a month, you get bonus content. Like you can see our faces during the interview, get the videos of it.
Stuff
we
like
do
that.
happy hours, which the next one's going to be coming up. Unfortunately, not next week, probably the week after that, just because we'll be traveling back from Charlotte on Sunday, and I don't think anyone wants to deal with us then when we're all tired.
That's
Dane
true.
is, if you're on Patreon right now, you're seeing Dane play with himself on his shirt. He's
Just touching onions lips.
When we're driving back, we're going to have to pass through Slobanon.
slobbing on what?
These nuts.
Hey, Robbie's still here.
Yeah, got it.
Listen.
So yeah, if you go to patreon.com/bigasscornhole, you get bonus content. We greatly appreciate your support. We can't keep doing this without you guys. So, yeah, love you guys all.
Drink more
Hell
daiquiris.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks again.
Yeah, Robbie, thank you very much.
Draggin
to
Bags. Y'all are
Daiquiri is
awesome.
awesome. Draggin Bags is awesome.
Code
again-
BIGASS12 at checkout saves you money.
Again, I busted out the Dirty Dragons because it's the ones with our logo on them.
Yeah.
And I was throwing them a little bit out the house. I'm like, these
Yeah,
just
we
feel
warmed up
nice.
on the wrong boards,
Dude, and they were
That's
yeah,
all it was.
we were on the broadcast boards, and it was like
they're a little bit faster.
man, they were
But now
so
we know.
nice. Like on faster board, but it's fun. It is fun to play sometimes when I'm like, oh, I can actually cut the bag both ways. Like
Yeah.
I can actually do like now it's like my natural throw, but then I become a giant pussy and everything falls apart.
That's why you go both ways.
So I'm a mental head case, but I can't wait to golf with you guys. Hope you guys have a great week. It's
gonna be great.
Good luck to all of our big ass team members. Hope you guys kick ass.
Hell
No pun
yeah.
intended or fully intended.
I see you, Colin.
Yeah. All right. As always, we hope you throw it straight. And it's nothing but four baggers from here on out.
Cornhole it.
Later.